As the sun began to set on the small town of Millfield, the residents retreated to the safety of their homes. It was a quiet town with a population of only a few thousand, and the only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the occasional car passing by. However, there was one house in the town that stood out from the rest. It was an old Victorian mansion, perched on a hill overlooking the town, with a dark and eerie history. Rumors had spread for years about the mansion and the strange occurrences that happened within its walls. People whispered about the disappearances of those who dared to enter, and the chilling sounds that could be heard coming from the house late at night. However, no one had ever been able to prove any of the rumors. That is, until a group of 5 friends decided to investigate the mansion for themselves. They had all grown up in Millfield and had heard the stories about the mansion since they were children. As they approached the front door, they could feel a sense of foreboding in the air. The door creaked open, and the group stepped inside. The mansion was dark, and the only light came from the moon shining through the dusty windows. As they walked through the halls, they could hear strange noises coming from the walls. It sounded like whispers, and the group could feel a cold chill run down their spines. Suddenly, they heard a loud crash coming from upstairs. Without hesitation, they ran up the stairs to investigate. The sound had come from one of the bedrooms, and as they entered, they saw something that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. There, in the center of the room, was a pentagram drawn in blood. The walls were covered in strange symbols, and in the center of the pentagram was a figure that looked like it had been ripped from the pages of a horror novel. It was a grotesque creature with wings, horns, and a body covered in scales. Its eyes glowed red, and it let out a deafening roar. The group was frozen with fear, and they couldn't move. Suddenly, the creature turned its attention to them and began to move towards them. It moved with an otherworldly grace, its wings unfurling as it approached. The group tried to run, but they were too late. The creature was upon them, and they could feel its breath on their necks. As the creature descended upon them, everything went black. When they awoke, they were back outside the mansion, with no memory of what had happened. But they knew that something evil had taken hold of them that night, and they could never forget the horror that they had witnessed. From that day on, the group was never the same. They had nightmares about the mansion and the creature that had haunted it. Some of them left town, while others stayed behind, haunted by the memories of that fateful night. The mansion still stands on the hill overlooking Millfield, and people still whisper about the strange occurrences that happened within its walls. But no one dares to enter, for fear of what might be waiting for them inside. The horror of that night lives on, and the residents of Millfield will never forget the terror that the mansion brought to their town.